Let me paint a picture for you. I was at the gym for 2 hours a day, 6 days a week, eating just 1,200 to 1,500 calories a day, and still not losing weight. If anything, I felt puffier, moodier, and more exhausted. And you know what I was told? Well, you must be lying. You must be overeating when no one's looking. Because obviously, if calories out doesn't work for you, you're just sneaking Pop-Tarts at midnight, right? Come on, that mindset wrecked me, and I know it's wrecked a lot of you too. So let's talk about why that old eat less, move more mantra nearly destroyed my health and what I had to learn the hard way to actually lose weight and keep it off. Hey y'all, welcome back to Doozy Talks with Susie, where we keep it real about fitness, nutrition, mindset, and how to live in sync with your body and your purpose. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. I bought the lie that if you're not losing weight, it's your fault. You're lazy, you're cheating, you're lying. So I doubled down. I was over-exercising 2 hours or longer at the gym 6 days a week. I was under-eating 1,200 to 1,500 calories a day, terrified of snacks. In fact, I remember once eating an extra small snack and literally spiraling in my head, convinced it would undo all my progress. And here's the kicker. I was so drained all the time that I started slamming energy drinks and coffee just to drag myself into workouts. I thought I was being hardcore, but really, I was just wrecking my adrenals and frying my sleep. At the time, I didn't realize it, but caffeine was basically pouring gasoline on the stress fire I'd already created with undereating and overtraining. But Susie, caffeine boosts metabolism. Brenda, but soda setting your house on fire doesn't mean it's good for you. This turned into a vicious loop. More restriction, more cardio, more caffeine, more punishment. And the crazy part, my body didn't budge. In fact, sometimes I gained. Why? Because stress, whether it's physical from overtraining or chemical from caffeine or mental from constant food guilt, keeps your body in fat storage mode. And the more stressed I got, the more my body fought me. Tell me in the comments, have you ever tried eating less and moving more and it still didn't work? Drop a crazy face emoji if that's you, so I know I'm not the only one who's gone through this. Let's talk about the breakthroughs. First of all, where food intolerances were actually water retention. My first big breakthrough was realizing that weight gain wasn't always fat. Sometimes it was inflammation and water weight. So when I ate foods my body didn't tolerate, like grains, beans, certain vegetables, I would blow up like a balloon. Not fat, just water retention. My stomach would cramp, my face would puff, my rings wouldn't fit, and no amount of exercise was going to fix that. I didn't know. I was still learning. So learning to say no to those foods really wasn't easy though. But once I started, the difference was night and day. But I'll be real with you here. It was really hard for me to let go of plant foods. All my training, all my studies, all the mainstream health advice said plants were the most nutrient-rich, disease-fighting foods on the planet. That's why I spent so many years mostly vegetarian. I thought I was doing everything right. So when I finally realized that many of those same foods were actually harming my body, it felt like a betrayal. How could the very foods that were supposed to heal me be the ones making me sick? I won't go into all the details in this video. I'll save that for another one, but just know that this was a huge mental and emotional shift for me. And I can hear Brenda right now. But Susie, whole grains are healthy. They might be for you, Brenda, but for me, they were bloating bombs. The next one that I was able to discover was the stress from over-exercising and under-eating. Then came the second realization. I thought I was being disciplined and hardcore by working out like a machine. All those days, 6 days a week, I thought I was just mind over matter, push through, don't overeat, barely make it through. But here's what was really happening. My body was drowning in cortisol, which is our main stress hormone. Cortisol tells your body, hold on to fat, conserve energy, something's wrong. So the more I punished my body, the more it rebelled. That's why I now say, working out smarter beats working out harder. Recovery is just as important as training. Fueling your body is just as important as cutting calories. It sounds so obvious now, but at the time, it was mind-blowing. And to make it even on a deeper note, I discovered on my gene profile, I actually do better with not doing the hardcore, high-intensity trainings 6 days a week. Most people do better without high-intensity trainings 6 days a week. But I had to learn this the hard way. because my thinking was burn more calories, make yourself struggle more. No, do the exercise and your body will naturally bring down those stress hormones and let you lose weight because it's a natural rhythm. Now, the third one was really cool, but it's super nerdy and kind of flows from my last comment that I just made. I discovered I had gene mutations. And what happens is your body is made up of thousands and thousands and thousands. You look at your DNA strand, it's huge. You got all this DNA going on. And it makes up how your body functions. And it decides how your body metabolizes food and nutrients. And if you have a mutation, you may struggle with being able to use certain nutrients and digest certain foods. It can even impact your workouts. So some of my gene mutations were with MTHFR, COMT, CBS, and a few others. And look, you don't need to be like a gene type of nerd, what I am, to understand this. But basically, my body doesn't process certain nutrients efficiently. That meant my detox pathways, my methylation, even my mood regulation were all off, which really helped me better understand myself and understand, oh, my body just needs a little bit of support because of these mutations. There's nothing actually wrong with me. I just need a little extra help. So once I started supplementing correctly with things like methylated B vitamins, magnesium, taurine, creatine, and a few other things started to click. My body finally had the tools it needed to function instead of just survive. So you're saying it wasn't just about willpower? Correct, Brenda. It was about biology. All of our bodies are different. And when I finally understood how my body worked, I was able to get in sync with that and be the healthiest I've been in my entire life. So let's talk about what changed. Here's what I started doing differently. And it's been life-changing. I stopped punishing my body. No more of those 2-hour cardio marathons that I used to do. And believe me, I would. It was what I did. I thought I had to. And then I started fueling myself properly. More proteins, more fats, the right carbs, because a lot of carbs my body doesn't tolerate. And it's not just starvation rations. I'm eating plenty of food now. I don't really have to count calories anymore because my body tells me what I need when I need it. Then I cut the foods my body hated. No more pretending I could just push through the bloating and cramps. I genuinely thought that the pain and the bloating was just my body getting used to it. And believe me, I tried everything I could. Probiotics, prebiotics, postbiotics, everything I could think of to try to, and just keep on eating the foods so that my body would get used to it. But if you study how the gut functions, if you've already got gut problems, your body is not going to be able to process certain foods properly until you can get that healed up. So taking those foods out is giving my body the chance to heal itself, and maybe over time I can reincorporate those foods. But right now I have to do what's best for my body, which is pushing out all those foods my body hates from my diet. And believe me, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And then I started supporting my genes with the right supplements, not random pills, targeted ones that are specifically designed for what my body needs. And guess what? The weight started to melt off. My energy came back, my anxiety went down, and for the first time in my life, I felt like I wasn't fighting my body, I was working with it. If you've been stuck in that same loop of eat less, move more, punish harder, and it's not working, hear me on this. You're not broken, you're not lazy, and I would definitely not say that you're lying unless you are. But if you're like me and you're not lying, it might be inflammation, it might be stress, it might even be your genetics. But it's not because you're weak. And that's the freedom I wish I had learned sooner. You don't have to fight your body into submission. You can actually listen to it and get better results. So that's how I went from obsessive, exhausted, and bloated to finally losing weight by syncing my diet, exercise, and supplements with what my body actually needed. If this hit home, smash that button and subscribe because I'm just getting started. And tell me in the comments, what's your biggest weight loss struggle? Is it food cravings, stress, the scale lying to you? I read every comment and I want to know. Until next time, be safe. I'll see you in the next video.